Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us here. It's 6 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. I'm Netta Iranpur.
And I'm Evan Irani in for Eric Connor. We appreciate you being with us. Earlier this morning, we were both doing the double take of like, it's Friday. It's Friday. We've made it here.
Because we're so excited for the weekend.
Yeah.
There's so much happening, of course, which we'll get all into. But yeah, as far as, getting pumped up and ready, there we go. We are feeling it. And you might be needing to get pumped as far as your car goes, filling it up with gas. Well, guess what?
It's a little bit cheaper than it used to be. A little bit of good news, right? So going into this weekend here on Friday, gas is down for the 30th day in a row. We are now at $5.94 a gallon for regular gas. It's nearly 20 cents less than 1 week ago today.
And CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol live at one of the cheapest spots in town. Really, that price is looking good there in El Cajon. Good morning, Dana Marie.
Oh, good morning, guys. I wish I had a bell to ring or something because of how excited I was. Pulling up to this gas station, I audibly gasped $4.99. I can't remember the last time we saw gas under $5 here in San Diego. Now, of course, there are a couple of factors, the reasons why we're seeing these drop in prices, and we spoke to an expert at Gasbuddy who says that inflation really does have a big reason and part to play.
It's because the Federal Reserve is going to act to tame inflation that prices will start backing off, because the concerns are that the Federal Reserve is slowing down growth by raising interest rates, and that's also going to slow down the appetite for Americans to fill up, at least to some degree. And it could, that is, rising interest rates could bring an economic slowdown. And that's the fear, is that we're going to see the economy tip into recession, and that could stifle oil demand.
Now, he also says oil is the lowest since Russia invaded Ukraine, and the outlook does look positive for staying low if there are no unexpected outages, hurricanes, or natural disasters. He said we could see prices fall another 50 cents in the next couple of weeks. Weather, war, and demand, of course, will influence how long this decline lasts. But for the moment, the nation's inventories are slowly growing, in part of continuing releases of oil by the government from its strategic oil reserves and reduced consumption, as he was saying. Another big tip is shop around. Of course, gas stations will starting to be lowering their prices. I mean, this one in El Cajon, $4.99, but there are still a lot of gas prices above $6 here in San Diego. I'm looking across the street here at the Ram Mini Mart, another $4.99. So El Cajon could be a really good place to fill up. We're going to be staying on top of all those prices. CBS8.com is a great resource for you to find those cheapest prices. I'm Dana Marie McNichol, coming to you live from El Cajon.
And working to try to save you some money. Dana Marie, thank you for that. Right now, police are searching for a potential hit-and-run driver after a pedestrian was killed in the Oak Park neighborhood. So we brought this to you as live coverage yesterday. Police patrolling that area found a man laying in the roadway right near 54th and Redwood Streets about 4:30 in the morning yesterday. And a driver who says that person hit the person stayed at the scene and then cooperated with police. But officers do say they think another car may have hit that victim first and left the scene. So no charges are expected for that driver who stayed on scene.
And San Diego County health officials began a small rollout of monkeypox vaccines this week. But as cases grow across the U.S., there's mounting frustration about the low vaccine supply. Dr. Anthony Fauci said just over 1 million more shots are going to be on the way from Denmark. Fauci says that initial supply was only intended for people who were at risk of catching the virus after exposure. But as more doses now become available, more people will be eligible for that shot.
And San Diego County is back in the CDC's high COVID activity level. This just as San Diego Pride Parade and the festival are set to kick off this weekend. So the numbers going in that upward direction. County Health has just reported nearly 2,200 new cases. That was the latest number they just released from the 13th, from 2 days ago. Now that number does not include the home tests that many people are taking that are not being reported in the county's database. Right now there are close to 400 people in the hospital with COVID-19 here in San Diego. 43 of them are in intensive care. Health experts are urging anybody heading out to Pride to take precautions. That includes wear a face covering.
If you're in a big crowd, people have said, oh, you're outside, it's okay. It may not be okay right now. with considering how infectious this is. So if you're in close proximity with a lot of people, it's wise to wear your mask.
And now next week, as many of you know, there's another big event, Comic-Con. Well, that will get underway primarily indoors. So organizers for Comic-Con say anybody attending it, vaccinated or not, will be required to wear a mask.
A lot going on over the next couple weeks, so we'll keep track of that. Pride Festival, of course, it's taking place tomorrow, and the Pride Parade begins tomorrow as well. We all are counting down to it. It's going to be a busy weekend.
Yeah, CBS 8's Chris Grow, live in Hillcrest. You are our weekend guide, our tour guide, if you will. Okay, so what can we expect?
Well, I can tell you one thing. You can expect a lot of fun, a lot of celebration of the LGBTQ community. And again, another example of why Hillcrest is seemingly, again, the capital of the Pride events. Of course, we all know that it's going to start here at the Pride flag and make its way around to Balboa Park tomorrow. But for every dollar that is spent surrounding Pride, a lot of people want to know who that's helping, where that money is going. In fact, they actually do study the economic impact of Pride festivities as well as Pride Week. And in 2018, because they do this study every 4 years, they said that they brought in nearly $30 million to the city of San Diego. And about 8 years ago, that economic impact was about $13 million. So we've seen it double each 4 years. Now, we're going to see a study done at the end of 2022, and the hope is that they'll get to about $40 to $45 million. They don't expect it to kind of more than double like we saw last time, mainly due to the fact that, again, we're still recovering, as you might imagine, from the COVID-19 pandemic, people still getting out and about. But as for where they see this money going is that it mostly helps minority and marginalized owned businesses. So they do feel that it helps a lot of those smaller businesses as well as minority owned businesses. As for actual Pride events, for every ticket sold or drink you buy, that help makes a donation to the San Diego Pride organization, which of course then goes on to work year long on advocacy for the LGBTQ community.
When you buy a ticket, when you buy a beverage at our events, when you make a donation to San Diego Pride, that's what you're supporting. You're supporting that year-round education and advocacy work that our organization and our community really, really need.
And if you're going to be here out at the Pride Parade tomorrow, or maybe you're not able to make it, either way, you could see us here. We will be attending, of course, the Pride Parade tomorrow, and we'll also be streaming it on CBS8.com as well as our other platforms. So don't miss a chance, of course, to see Marcella Lee, Jesse Pagan. They will be hosting from here at the Pride flag, and you can see a lot of our coverage again on those platforms. Evan and Netta.
Chris Grow, live in Hillcrest this morning. Cannot wait to join you there.
Guide to Pride, as we say.
Pride.
It's going to be fun. We got Marcella Lee and Jesse Pagan. They're going to be hosting it and commentating alongside the CBS
Practice
trolley.
your Pride wave. What's
That's right. What do they say to act
guy.
like you're washing a window. So to do
okay.
like that, and then you miss a spot, so then you're supposed to go. You know, like one side.
Don't forget
to
the people
other.
over there.
Exactly. Just, you know, all around. Good morning to you. There, you get a little sneak preview of what's to come this weekend. We know a lot of people are spending time outside over the course of the weekend, and that means that you want to have the forecast on hand. As we head into this afternoon, we're going to be just around average, if not slightly warmer. Along the coastline, we are encountering quite a few clouds, low 70s as the afternoon comes about, mid 80s and upper 80s inland with some AM clouds. PM sunshine is going to be the case really county wide. Mountains 92 and deserts under an excessive heat warning starting at 10 a.m. They're going to hit 112 as their afternoon high. So again, here's that excessive heat warning for Borrego Springs and Ocotillo Wells if you're making travel plans. It's in effect Friday through Sunday. It's a 3-day stretch of afternoon highs reaching from 112 to 115 degrees over the course of the weekend. It'll be a really hot one out there. Let's take a look at your satellite radar imagery. Clouds are prevalent along the coast, but really just from Oceanside down through about the South Bay. We're encountering those clouds mainly along the 5, moving toward about the 805. So cloud cover is out there along the immediate coastline, but Not nearly as dense as it has been for mornings prior. Want to give you a look at the forecast highs this afternoon across the county. You can find your city on the map. 81 for La Mesa, 75 in National City, 80 in Mira Mesa. This afternoon, La Jolla is expected to hit a high of 68 degrees. And then as you go up the coastline, we're going to keep that warm up going up toward Oceanside. 77, warmest coastal community that we've got out there. 75 for Carlsbad, 71 for Encinitas, 82 as you head towards San Marcos. And then as you keep heading inland, Escondido 87, Poway 85 degrees this afternoon. Ridge of high pressure keeps expanding. That's going to keep warming us up throughout the weekend. It will also bring us a chance for some humidity, maybe even some showers over the mountaintops. So factor that into your weekend plans. We will in just a bit walk through our chance for some showers over the mountains and when we'll see a cool down on the way as well. Netta?